What a difference between day and night here at Daytona in the first practice. Brad Keselowski fastest at 191.6. Tonight drafting Joey Logano 195.5. And let me correct, we're within 1 second of the fastest practice laps in this session last year, not 110. But there's Keselowski's car up on stands.
They're trying to figure out what is dragging on this thing, because it looked like everything underneath it was.
Yeah. The question is it dragging on purpose or an accident?
Well, this is practice.
Two drivers have not been on track. Martin Truex's car is still in the garage. And Jamie McMurray, who made laps in the first session, is still in the garage.
I can't believe Martin Truex has still not been out on track.
And it doesn't even look like they're in a hurry, and it doesn't look like...
We know Martin's ready. You can see his fingers fidgeting there. And he said earlier he was ready to get out there.
Chris?
Very good.
Mike just checked in with the team, and they told Martin to get behind the wheel, so it sounds like they're ready. Cole Pern told him we're about a couple minutes away here, and I checked in with the team, and they said, you know, we're just kind of going through those last-minute preparations. We were just a little slow to get through tech today, and we had a few more things we wanted to do to the car, so the team doesn't seem too concerned that they're not getting a lot of practice, and they didn't get anything in practice 1 and not getting much out of practice 2.
That's all well and good, and you know, if you just take your time to do what you're doing, unless you have a problem. And that's what you worry about.
See, Chase Elliott came into his pit stall. You know, you really have to find out how much grip, how late you can brake to get into that pit stall. A lot of times they'll be pitting under green flag conditions in this race, so they'll be coming in, and it's just a great reference to know how hard you can get into the pit stall and what your launch is like as well, how much wheel spin you might have leaving.
And I got to wonder a little bit, Jeff, if that's not, you know, last year you had some issues on restarts. And so if you have an issue on a restart, then you maybe have an issue trying to get out of your pit box. So you're trying to work through all that, I think, in your mind to have confidence when you drop the clutch, your car will launch.
I got to believe over the offseason that's got to be one of the things that 24 team and Chase Elliott went to work on is, hey, how can we help you and what can you do to improve on those restarts and make sure when you're in that clutch moment that you know you pull it off. I mean, being in that position is great experience, but when you have it go well, it builds your confidence up. They need to do that this year.
And for these first timers in this race, it makes this an opportunity, not a burden, to have these extra laps of practice, to have this extra race of competition. Just more reps and more times on track. 5 times this race has been won by a driver in his first attempt. There's a window lying right there.
Yeah.
That came out of the side of Kurt Busch's car.
Yeah, it's hanging. Yeah, it's
window came out there, Jerry.
Yeah, you see it there.
Vince?
It's hanging out.
Kurt came over the radio and he said, I know this is going to sound weird, but the right front window just fell out. So he certainly had no clue to it as why or that it was going to happen, but they were hoping to be able to get into a little bit of drafting with some of these guys out here on track, but they're going to have to obviously address that first.
Get the window replaced and get back out. You see, 5 drivers have won this race in their first start. Of course, Buddy Baker, that was the first Clash ever. It was everybody's first start. Dale Earnhardt 1 year later. Jeff Gordon in 94, Dale Jarrett in 96, and Denny Hamlin in 2006. So you can be a first-timer and win this.
Absolutely. I agree with what you said earlier. This is an opportunity. And, you know, these young drivers, when they get into this race, they're not thinking about what happened last year or what's happened in the past or how crazy and wild this race is. They're looking at it as, hey, let's go racing. I'm excited just to be in it.
I just always think about what you don't know, and so you just go for it.
Hall of Famer Richard Childress talking to his grandson, Austin Dillon, who had this to say about side drafting out on the tri-oval.
Got 42 and got side drafted in one time, put me behind, and he did it to me going down the front stretch on the bottom. So the only thing I can tell is like my range of putting air on people doesn't feel real wide. You know what I mean? Like when I dump it on, like I felt it when I did it, it killed his motor. I could hear it. But I guess it's more people, it'll be different.
When we talk about having a little bit less power because of the smaller restrictor plate this year, you know, even though it's only maybe 14, 15 horsepower, still, it's going to change the recovery effect of that engine. So if you could stall that car out aerodynamically by dumping air into their rear spoiler and packing it into that rear tire area, then it's going to be harder to recover. And it sounds like that's something that a lot of drivers are really playing with right now, trying to learn.
Hey, look here. Martin Truex finally gets out on the racetrack.
The only driver who has not turned a practice lap today. Truex rolls out.